Okay. After the Russian Revolution in 1917, Georgia briefly emerged as an independent republic under the German Protectorate, but was invaded and annexed by the Soviet Union in 1922, becoming one of its constituent republics. In the 1980s, an independence movement grew quickly, leading to Georgia's succession from the Soviet Union in April 1991. On Tuesday, March 26, 2024, Georgia qualified for its first participation in a major world tournament. The Super Eagles of Nigeria defeated the Black Stars of Ghana 2 goals to 1, but lost to Mali um, 2-0 in favor of the Malians. Is Finidi finished? Now, welcome to Now Streaming, reaching you live from the capital city of Abuja. I am Chukwubuka Ike, your anchor. And joining me in the studio today are Mr. Godwin Ujiri. Mr. Godwin, good morning. He
Good
is our
morning.
in-house analyst.
Good morning, Mr. Ibuka.
Good morning. And also with me is Mr. Raphael Oja Okomo, our special social and sports commentator. Good morning, Mr. Raphael.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you for being here. All right, so joining us virtually is Comrade Abraham Soko, a sports analyst. Mr. Abraham, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you very much. Viewers, remember to join the conversation going on here this morning by calling the numbers now showing on your screen or sending your comments via our social media platforms. All right, viewers, so now let's talk sports. The African Games 2024 held in from Friday 8th of March and ended on Saturday 23rd of March 2023. And The medal table shows Nigeria second with a total of 98 medals. That is 37 gold, 26 silver, and 35 bronze. But we have countries like Egypt topping the medal table with 94 golds, 43 silver, and 38 bronze. Just before we begin to discuss this medal table, let me just quickly read the Punch Sports Extra newspaper, and we'll come back and talk about that table. It says the major story says clipped wings, 5 reasons Eagles lost to Mali. All right, so that story is on page 8. Above the masthead, they have Chelsea I Martinez to replace Oshime. All right, that's on page 7. Simon injured out for several months. Page 7 also, and then Omero eyes positive result against South Africa and Benin Republic. So Boniface eager to play again, still on page 7 of the Punch Sports Extra. All right, Knox from Papi, and that's on page 3. Then we have Isaac downplays Arsenal links. All right, Diaz father hints at Madrid switch. All right, so I wanted 200 million gold. That's coming from Consider. Then Amusan becomes Visa ambassador. All right, that's that on the sports headline for Punch Sports Extra. So back to the medal table, gentlemen. We see Nigeria struggling to surpass the number one African country in at the just concluded African Olympic Games.
I won't call that. I won't call that struggling. I'll read out. I think that was not an updated list because Egypt has 189 medals.
Okay.
Nigeria has 120. Following, then we have South Africa with 106. That's Nigeria finished with 47 gold, 33 silver, and 40 bronze. Now, I said I won't call that struggle because myself, and Dr. Izu,
Yes.
two shows ago, we talked about how Nigeria lost some medals because we are not taking part in swimming. And swimming can give you at least 40 medals thereabouts, and some other sports that we don't engage in. And if you also take note of these African Games, Nigeria ruled the track and field. I think majorly most of our medals came from the track and field. So I believe I read on the headlines, one of the headlines, the minister talking about starting to prepare for the next 2027 African Games,
Yeah.
which I don't believe. I'm sorry to say, because that's what they say after every tournament finishes.
That's true.
And then you don't hear anything until 3 months, 4 months to another tournament again. I think we should celebrate these athletes who have gone out of their way, because a lot of them, if they tell you their stories on how they got to Ghana for these tournaments, some of them didn't even believe they would leave there even with a plastic cup, not even talk of a bronze medal. Do you understand me? So they've gone out of their way, for some of them from their foreign clubs where they are, and they've come to do the country proud. But be that as it may, I don't think we'll be ready to beat Egypt anytime soon. And mind you, Egypt is hosting the next one.
Yeah, 2027.
So if Nigeria wants to disturb Egypt on top, then Nigeria needs to learn how to. I don't think we need to learn how to swim. We have swimmers. We just don't have people who are ready to train these swimmers to get these medals for us.
All right, Mr. Godwin, you see the host country, Ghana. They are not the first. They are not on the first three of the highest ranked medal winners. What do you think?
All right, thank you so much. Unfortunately, you're dragging me out now when it comes to Ghana. You know, it's always a country that we share these close banters with, and we don't agree on so many issues. I would always want to speak as a Nigerian. I am not shocked. They said opportunity favors the prepared. And if as a host, it seems as though you are coming out with this level of ranking on the medals table, it's obvious that you were not prepared. You will recall when Nigeria hosted far back
2003.
Yes, we were the highest ranking.
2003.
2003, yes. We came out, I think, the highest in the medals table, if I am quoting correctly. So that shows the level of preparedness towards a competition. But we have this lackadaisical attitude, most especially within our sporting arena, where we don't build on the wins of all the successes of most of our contingent. When they go, they do well, we just leave them to themselves. Talk is cheap, like Raphael has said. The minister have come to talk cheap because he's on the spotlight. What happens 6 months from now? Would he still be standing on these words? On this note, I would want to call on sport journalists to do a proper follow-up on some of these statements, so that in 6 months from now, we would be able to go back to the minister to say, sir, you said this, you said that. What and what
have you put in place?
Have you put in place to ensure that what you earlier said, we are building on it? Egypt 2027 is not going to be an easy feat for the Nigerian contingent, but we are like the second best in Nigeria. I hate the fact that our athletes are struggling across various sports. I hate that fact for me as a person. So we need to improve on those angles to get it right.
All right, so before I come back to you, Mr. Raphael, let me ask Comrade Abraham. Comrade Abraham, I remember at some competition, some months or years back, in one of the competitions, that the reps from Nigeria complained about transportation, accommodation, and even the jerseys to wear. They didn't have any. Was there any record of such in this year's participation in the African Cup of Nations, African Games?
Okay, so I want to take a more positive outlook. I don't think we did badly. I heard the sports minister coming out to say that we should improve and work towards 2027, and they are going to provide all the modalities to make sure that happens. And I don't think I would want to give him a benefit of doubt. Because if you look at Nigeria, the performance of Nigeria in the just concluded All African Games, they did very well. we should learn to take positives from performances. Yes, there's much to be improved on, but when we perform very well, getting 120 medals is not a mean feat. So generally, I don't think that we did badly. So there's a lot for us to look towards. There's a cause for us to be optimistic. We understand that in the past, talk have been cheap, but this administration, generally, I think that I'm giving them a pass mark, because even if you go back to our performance in AFCON, they did very well. We came out second, and in the All African Games, we came out second. That's to say that there are things that we are doing positively. Now look at Ghana. Look at their performance in AFCON. Look at their performance in the All African Game, despite the fact that they are the host. So if we happen to be Ghanaians, that's to say that we must have committed suicide by now. So we should learn to take, when such things happen, we should learn to, because we are, as a nation, we are so negative. I think it's because of the antecedents of our leaders. Okay. But generally, we should just learn to be positive in doing things. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Raphael.
I don't agree with you when you say we are so negative. I think we expect so much, because we know the caliber of people who represent us. You know, when we went to the AFCON, Super Eagles was rated as the most valuable team in that AFCON, either you like it or not. And then went to African Games. Imagine you're running with someone like Toby Express. Now that's what we call Toby Express. Do you understand me? The commentator even said Toby is running and others are participating. So we know, and then when these people don't give us what we expect, that's when we become disappointed. And I think nobody has beaten them for coming second. Like I told you, where we lost most of these medals were in swimming, where we don't take part in other games like maybe gymnastics and the likes. What I took from this, aside from the fact that they tried, I don't think they'll beat themselves too much. As Ghana finished with 68 medals. The part that we enjoyed as Nigerians was the battle of the jollof rice. In 2003, the 100-meter relay team beat Nigeria to the gold medal. It took us how many years to come back, and then we beat them in their own turf to that same. In fact, we took all the medals when it comes to the relays. So they've done well. Nobody is beating them for not doing well. Nigerians just expect so much because we know the caliber of sportsmen that we have in our country.
So you talked about Nigerian team being at the AFCON as one of the
most valuable
team. And so now Osimhen is being haunted by 3 teams and almost the cap price of 138 billion naira.
And that's in naira.
138 billion naira.
I don't know who converted it to naira.
So that's just on the lighter note. All right, so let's continue. What's it called? The friendlies, Nigerian friendlies, the international friendlies that we played. We had a good outing against the Black Stars of Ghana. Why did we get it wrong against Mali?
I think let me first comment on the match between Nigeria and the Black Stars of Ghana. And I would want to be calling out the coach here in person of Finidi.
Even on that, the NFF have shortlisted 7 coaches for Super Eagles coaching job.
Okay, that is fine. I think 2 shows now we were actually saying that we are doubtful if Finidi would be given the key job, but that whatever be the case is still leading the team as of now. So back to the game, I would want to say the Nigerian team gave it their all in the last game with Ghana, but I want to put it this way: could it have been that it is like a trial match for Finidi? You get, as against their second game with Mali. Remember, we pointed out that Finidi has all it takes to win that match, but at the same time, it is like Pesero is gone. You are now to lead this team, and when it comes to Ghana, there is something we wouldn't want anything less than a win. So I don't know if I should call his loss to Mali as a distraction, given the fact that he has won against Ghana. Maybe the team relaxed, or there were a whole lot of technicalities that were not truly looked into. But I would want to leave it there for now.
All right, Comrade Abraham, just before I come to you, Mr. Raphael. Comrade Abraham, do you think Finidi is finished?
No, absolutely not. I don't think. In fact, I'm a proponent. I'm a supporter of the coach Finidi George, because I believe in continuity, as I've always said. In the first game, we should understand that this friendly match is a platform to test the team. So in the past, the friendly games, the first half, after the first half, the second half, you make use of an entire team. The 10 fitted players, sometimes you remove them, even including the goalkeeper, and you put a completely different team. So friendly matches, I think, is a test, is a platform to test your players. If you look at it, going to Europe, you see England losing against Brazil on their turf. Does that mean that Southgate is finished? Does that mean that England is finished? Absolutely not. So if you look at the team against Ghana, our team, the team he fielded, it was a much more stronger lineup. The second match against Mali, you saw him bringing probably players from the second fiddle. I will not call them second fiddle anyways, but you see him bringing less experienced players. Like I think Simon, he got an opportunity in that game. Unfortunately, he was injured in the first half. So I don't think that Finidi George is doing so badly as a coach. I don't think so. I don't think he's finished.
All right, thank you. So you just add a little to that, and then we will now talk about the Euro qualifiers that we just watched.
Let me toe the line of Comrade Soko.
Okay.
There's need for continuity. I agree with that, but then again, Finidi had the time, the tests, because before you write the exam, at least you take tests before the exam itself. So I think that is what was placed in front of him with the Ghanaian game and the Mali game. I think we took the Ghana game more serious than that of the Malian.
So if it's a test now, he's scoring 1/2.
You and I know that is
10/2.
1/2 of 10 of whatever you want to call it, because like I was saying here, that even if we all played as kids, we played what we call table soccer. Do you understand? Even if they say Nigeria wants to play Ghana table soccer, the way your hand will be moving, you know that this one is not ordinary game. This one is a game of our life. We must not lose. So I think we took that game, the Ghanaian game, more serious, and because I watched the Malian game and the team was just dragging. Unlike the Ghanaian game, the way we took the game to them and really showed them that we were better than them. Coming to the European qualifiers, we had 3 qualifiers, so finally filling the gap in the what's it called, in the table. And one of them that caught my attention was Georgia.
Yeah, exactly. Georgia
qualifying
for their major
for the first time ever. They are going to be qualifying, beating Greece on penalty shootouts without their star man Vicha Varashila, who was injured during the game, and they needed penalty shootout to do that. We also had Ukraine, war-torn Ukraine, putting all those distractions behind, going out of their way to take that one. And then last but not the least, Poland, beating Wales also to penalty shootouts. Daniel James losing the last penalty. Now we have a complete table, and like you say, the food done set.
All right, so the food is set, and that food brings us to this weekend's big match. So, gentlemen, we have Arsenal against
Manchester City.
So let's talk about this game. It's going to be a must watch for every one of us, because we want to know, one, who takes the top position in the EPL table, and 2, which team is most fit, and 3, which coach is more technical. So what's your pick, Mr. Godwin? What do you think about this match?
I think all of these questions you asked can only be ascertained after that game. But just to add to it, as regards to technicality, fitness, and the rest, these both teams are surely fitted. Arsenal, I would say, are in their scoring form. I've always noted that this season. The likes of Man City, they are always there to bring down any of their opponents that they have to play with. But with these two teams meeting, a whole lot is at stake. So let's just cross our hands and watch. I wouldn't want to tip any club for the other. It's going to really be a tough game. It's sincerely going to be a tough game. But since we have an Arsenal fan,
but I know I won't. I'm not going to ask him. I'm going to Comrade Abraham Soko. Comrade, if you look at the current stand of the EPL table, we have Arsenal have played 28 games, have won 20, drawn 4, and lost 4, and have a total goal difference of 46, and making them first on the table with 64 points. Liverpool on the same has played 28 games, won 19, lost, drawn 7, and lost 2, and have a total goal difference of 39, but same point with Arsenal. So Arsenal is topping the table because of they have much more goals than Liverpool. And then we now see the third position we have Man City, which we are considering just now, right now, Man City against Arsenal. So, Comrade, looking at the table, who is going to be first at the end of this weekend?
Okay, at the end of this weekend, I see Man City going to the top of the table, simply because the next 10 games or so is all about being able to cope with the pressure of the moments of the title race. And in recent times, Man City have shown that they are able to cope at that stage. So, and Arsenal has shown that you have to understand that last season, Arsenal also played, they also performed very, very well. For a very, very long time, they were topping the table up to the final days of that season. So that was what happened to them. They fell like a pack of cards. And the next few games is going to be a strong litmus test for Arsenal, because within the next 2 weeks or so, they are going to play Man City, they are going to play Bayern Munich. So I'm glad that Mr. Rafa is wearing that jersey in solidarity with them. So because it's going to be fire on that football club in the next few weeks.
Comrade, you're saying Arsenal, Mr. Rafa is wearing jersey and it's going to be fire to fire. I just want to point out to you that if you look at the team list, you will discover that a few key players for Man City are on the injury list. We have players like Haaland, Rodri, and a few others. So, what are you also considering these players in your predictions?
Of course, I'm considering that. I'm just going with recent experience. That's the basis for my analysis at this current time. Probably if we go by data, if we go by statistic, I think that Arsenal is going to win. But will they be able to cope with the pressure? That's the issue on ground. Because sometimes it's just the experience, the recent experience has to come to play. I see that Arsenal as a team, they are beginning to breed some leaders. You see their captain, Odegaard is rallying the team. You see Declan Rice, he has much experience at this stage. So probably, I'm not going to write them up. They might be able to overcome, but I'm giving it to City.
All right, so Mr. Raphael.
Okay.
All right, so my question now is, according to statistics, statistics I have here before me, Man City has an upper hand.
That's head to head.
Yeah, compared to Arsenal. So, what's your take on this match? Considering also, sorry for cutting you. Considering also that Mr. Comrade Abraham said by the end of this weekend games, Man City will be top on the table. I don't know if he considered that Liverpool also is there. And if Liverpool wins their match,
they also go top.
It also goes to the top. So what's your take?
A former player of Arsenal and Man City said, Bakary Sagna says looking at the game and he's seeing a draw from both teams. And if we look at that statistics, you're very correct. But I'm going to dwell on the last 2 games that Arsenal has had with Man City, which has now won the Community Shield, and then the last game that was played at the Emirates. Right now, we are going to the Etihad to go and play Manchester City. And I really do not pay attention to all this injury list, because over time we've noticed that these coaches use them as mind games. They tell you this player is injured, and then on the day of the game, you find that player on the field. So I just want to believe that everybody will be fit, so that there will be no excuse that this person was not around, that was why you lost, and so on and so forth. But it's going to be a very tight one. I'm supposed to be, as an Arsenal fan, want to be.
You're supposed to.
No, what I'm trying to say, I'm supposed to be, as an Arsenal fan, vying for my team to go all out and take these 3 points. But if I get a point from this, I don't think I would feel that bad about it, because the 2 teams are playing very well at the moment. You know, when they go for international break and come back, it's not always the same.
Fatigue.
Do you understand?
All right. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for gracing our show this morning. Thank you, Mr. Godwin, for your analysis, and Mr. Abraham, thank you for always finding time to be with us, even from far away Delta State. Thank you so much. All right, so gentlemen, here is my final take, or my final statement, is that Liverpool will be first at the end of the day.
As a Liverpool fan.
If you like, take it. If you like, take it.
It's all right.
Oh my God.
We just wait and see.
Wait and see.
All right, thank you. So, dear viewers, a new commandment I give to you: love one another as I have loved you. Just like that's the words from our Lord Jesus Christ. So here's my prayer, that the Lord will help us to love one another as He has loved us, and that we will be faithful to keeping His commandments. So we come again next time, but now streaming returns tomorrow, and sports segment of the now streaming returns to you next week, Thursday. Remain blessed. Thank you.